Solocast. We haven't done one of these in a second where it's just Eli and I. And yeah, we want to say, first of all, thank you guys for listening. I mean, we really appreciate the fact that we have listeners. I mean, that's really cool. And yeah, I mean, we're just trying to chug along here with what's going on around us. I mean, obviously, we're all going through it and stuff, but you know, we really appreciate the fact that you guys are still listening and still part of this. So thank you so much, and we hope that everybody's safe and everyone's doing all right. I mean, yeah, it's been crazy. It's been fucking crazy. And I know I like all the podcasts I listen to. They've been talking about it like crazy, and you don't really listen to podcasts, so.
No, but everyone I know has been talking about it. I mean, there's really nothing else to talk about. It's something that most humans on this earth have not been through. I'm sure, I guess. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And, you know, it has to be spoken about, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
And I'm sure it helps, too.
So I think, like, a cool thing is that we've been able to figure out a way of still. Oh, yeah, look at that. Excuse me, sorry. I've been eating a lot of food and drinking a lot of beer. We've basically figured out how to do podcasts on Skype and stuff like that with people, and honestly, it's worked out pretty well. Considering the fact that we've never done one like that, which is kind of upsetting to me because we could have been doing it the whole fucking time.
I know. Now we just did it because this is happening.
Yeah.
Which is kind of lame, but.
Yeah, but people bring up a good point too. It is different when it's via internet.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I do miss like actually having these people in front of me and like having the conversation like that. It's a lot easier. There's less interruptions and less people talking over each other and stuff like that. But it's worked out though.
No lag.
Oh my god, yeah. You're listening to a sentence and all of a sudden it goes like this.
Or it just cuts out completely.
Yeah, they're talking, they're just
which, honestly, though, it's actually worked better than us recording this way. Like, we've had more issues, I feel, with recording on Pro Tools than...
I think that's a technicality because we've been doing this longer, so...
True. Good point. But, yeah, it's worked out well, and it's actually changed my perspective on how we might start doing podcasts once things get better. You know, if someone's not in the same state, there's no reason that we can't still do a podcast with them.
No, for sure. Like we go on another tour, we meet someone really interesting. Instead of just, hey, if you're in town, make sure you hit us up so we can do a podcast. It's like, no, just let's get on Skype and do a podcast. So
yeah. Now the tricky part is having people come. Obviously, we're not having anyone come over to do podcasts or do the House of I Presents. So that is something we have to tackle, where the thing we could do is we could start having people send videos over to us so that we can continue doing that. But it's still not the same because for the most part, won't be full bands. It will be probably acoustic performances or whatever.
Because that'll probably be the easiest for them, right? Because it's like when we do full bands here, it's not easy. It takes a lot of setup time and flipping this house around and stuff like that, and it's like a lot of gear. So if they don't have everything, it's probably going to be just an acoustic thing, probably.
Yeah. I don't even know if we've explained this on any podcast, but when we do those recordings, like the live band recordings and the podcast, typically we do them at the same time. So we'll have the band come over, they'll record their performance first, and then we'll do a podcast afterwards. So usually, like on those days, which can be on a weekday too, we'll be ending around 10, 11 o'clock at night. And
because they'll get here at 7, and then it'll probably take like till 8 or 9 probably till 8 to even get started. And then probably like another hour or so to record that. And then we have people like tear everything down and either have it ready to go afterwards or they pack their cars again. So we're not getting the podcast started till like probably 10, and then we're wrapping up by 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, of course, if the conversation is good, you stay talking till late. So
I wonder if people, if the people in our community are going to be weary of coming over to do these things.
What do you mean?
To do podcast or to record.
I mean, right now, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when things even start to open back up and stuff.
Yeah. I think that it just makes sense to take things, like, really slow. You know, about opening everything up and stuff like that.
Wait, do you mean you don't agree with the people protesting?
No, I do agree with them.
You were protesting.
They're geniuses. I just think it should be slow because it's like, what's the point of opening everything up if we have to close it up again?
Keep the mic in front of you.
It is in front of me.
No, you're like, blah, blah, blah.
You're blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, not to get political or anything, because honestly, I don't give a shit about any politics.
But here we go.
No, I mean, honestly, my perspective is like I understand both sides of the whole thing of like I understand the perspective of the protesters. I understand the people that are like, why are you protesting?
Right. Yeah.
I understand both sides. It's just like we're in such a weird place right now where, you know, there's two extremes, I guess, on
exactly.
both sides.
Yeah. But I think it's funny because some people legit think that people are protesting because they want haircuts. It's like those people were just being funny. I'm sure some people out there really do want their haircuts, but it's really about getting people back to work. There are some people that need to pay.
Keep it in front of you.
There are people that I'm looking down. That's what it is. Anyways.
It's like literally like it's like the sound is going out.
I mean, I think you should put me up because it doesn't look the same as yours. Even when I'm not moving the mic around, so
I'll put you up a little bit.
Fuck you.
But yeah, it is it's weird, man. I don't know. Like the one thing I can say, or rather my opinion on it is I do think that staying inside for the time being was helpful. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether when things start to open back up, if it's just going to have a resurgence. But no one really knows. I've seen articles saying that I've seen contradicting articles. I've seen articles saying that we can't contract the virus twice. I've seen articles that say that you can. So it's like, what do you believe? You know what I mean? It's a hard one. And then there's like weird shit happening where you see like conflicting information on deaths and stuff like that. Where I saw, I don't know. This is the thing. You just don't know what's real. So I saw someone, I don't even know what they represented in this conversation, but they were explaining that there's deaths that weren't caused by COVID that are still being considered COVID deaths. Like if they die from something that wasn't COVID related, but they were positive for COVID, they're still considering it a COVID death. Which is, why would you do that?
How can you tell?
So
what exactly? Because if it isn't lung related, I guess that would be the way to do it. If it's not lung related and they have something else, like maybe, bone cancer, but their lungs looked fine, then you could say that it's from the bone cancer, right?
So I think personally that so it would be like if you died from cancer, for example, right? Mm-hmm. And then you happen to, well, that's not a good example because your immune system would be compromised. So if you died from something that wasn't compromised by your immune system, I can't think of an example right now, but basically if you were to die from that, they would still consider it
what, like AIDS?
Well, that's literally your immune system is compromised by AIDS.
Oh, you're saying if it's not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying if it was, and I'm like, well, that's I guess that's what I mean. Like, I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's all weird, dude. It's all weird. I don't know.
Yeah. But
anyway, hopefully you guys are doing all right. We did some bad stuff.
We did.
I don't know. So the one thing that this whole thing is kind of the bummer of this, the main bummer of this has been the fact that we can't see our friends or family, and that's like a very important thing for both of us, is to spend time with friends and family. So last weekend we did that. I spent time with my siblings, and Elizabeth spent time with her friend, which it was her birthday. So you want to talk about that first?
And my best friend.
Your best friend, yes. And she's whack as fuck. Just to let you know.
She's got like this sixth sense where if I ever call her my friend, she comes out of nowhere and attacks me because I should be calling her my best friend. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes.
Anywho.
But she's really not a best friend. She's a whack friend.
That's enough from you. But and another thing too is that like she's been home, like she is not going out either, and we spent the entire month, the end of March until the end of April, because again this just happened last week, without going out, and then we didn't get sick, so we figured we might as well just hang out at her place. That's all we did. We didn't go out or anything like that either.
What did you do exactly?
So
Go ahead, dude. Come on.
we just hung out, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You guys are like,
we just hung out,
sober, did math equations.
read the Bible a little bit.
Read the Bible.
Read the Bible.
For some reason.
I texted you when we were doing that.
Yeah, she would send me videos of reading the Bible, sending me, fucking commandments. Sending me verses. What the commandments? The fuck,
I'll
dude?
be sending you commandments.
Definitely not using this as the clip for the fucking Instagram.
You should.
No, dude. Fucking offend all the Christians out there. Oh, fucking bullshit.
Fucking commandments.
You're going to hell, sir. I don't know why I gave him a southern.
Because they sound like that.
I gave him a southern accent. I don't know.
Technically speaking, I'm not lying. We did hang out. All we did was hang out at her place. So I got there on Friday. Typical night. We were just drinking and hanging out. And then Saturday we woke up and worked out. That happened. That was true.
That was true.
We went on a bike ride and everything. Did like a mile or something like that. So that was good. I felt good for the rest of the day. Again, typical night, hanging out. I believe that's the night we dyed her hair. I take it back. Yes, that's the night we dyed her hair. Just hanging out in her backyard. And then, again, went to bed, nice and easy, no big deal. Sunday rolls around. Another friend of ours who has also been locked down comes over, and then we just hang out. That's when the drinking really started. That's
when the fun really started.
That's what it was, because now there was 4 of us, and we just hung out. She got, the one that came over got ill. And
ill.
Ill.
What do you mean ill?
Like
they got sick? They got the COVID?
Oh man, no, that's not funny, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Damn.
My bad.
So she ended up bowing to the porcelain god. That happened.
You mean she threw up is what you're saying?
I didn't need to put her business out there, man.
No one knows who
they're
this person is.
They're gonna look her up now, man. I said her name, bro.
No, you didn't. You literally didn't say anyone's name. No one even knows who you're talking about.
No, because no one's gonna fucking know who I'm talking about. Are you kidding me?
Just say their names though.
All right. So first and last names, alphabetical order.
Okay, give their address too. Dox them.
So yeah, she got sick. The rest of us had a good night. Okay, we were fine.
Dox them.
You're so stupid. This is what I deal with.
Yes.
Anyways, yeah, we have a good night. Wake up. What is that? I said that was Sunday.
I honestly, dude, I don't even know.
I think I said that was Sunday because I think that's right. So we wake up Monday, and no, I have my days mixed up because it was that ridiculous. Anywho, fast forward to Sunday. We're hanging out. Me and my best friend decide to stay up 24 hours. We don't go to sleep. Monday to Tuesday is what it is because her birthday was Tuesday. And mind you, all of these days we were outdoors in her backyard because the days were nice. So we had like a tarp and we had the water going and we were just hanging out, talking, music. But the thing is like when you're drunk and you're in the sun, you don't really realize how much you're sweating. Now I can remember being very, very hot. And so we stayed up for 24 hours. The next day we do it again. We go out. This is her actual birthday. And then it's just downhill from there. So
What does that mean?
She knocks out prematurely. So me and this other friend stay up and I feel like I fell asleep fine. I mean, I remember going to bed every single one of these nights. But then we wake up on Wednesday, which is the day I'm supposed to come back, and me and her are dying. And like, this was not a regular hangover, so we assume what happened. It lasted too long. Usually when you wake up hungover, you're like
super powered.
Yeah, we were okay to hang out at her house till 1:30, I'm sorry, 12 in the afternoon. So usually hangover, you wake up, you throw up a couple times, 12 o'clock, you're usually okay, at least to be able to sit there and have, some water and maybe have another beer to kind of level yourself out. But this was not working, right? I end up leaving. She has to go to work. So, we go our ways. I'm coming back here. I get back here and I'm like, hey, how's work going? She's like, I've thrown up 3 times since I've gotten here. And she lives 30 minutes. So she must have been there for like an hour and a half or something like that. So it was pretty bad. I was fortunate enough to not throw up. But she got really sick. Conclusion, don't drink and hang out in the sun. Or for 5 days in a row. I mean, whatever. It's just take your pick. If you are going to drink 5 days in a row, maybe stay inside and have a lot of water. That'll help.
Yeah, definitely. That'll definitely help.
Yeah. But it's just like
Or check this out. Just don't drink 5 days in a row. I mean, you could just do that.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
That's
Take a break,
He doesn't get it.
Okay.
No.
I was drinking too, by the way.
Yeah, but not 5 days in a row.
No, I've drank for every day for the past, I don't even know.
Yeah, you drank every day. But you were only there for 3 days.
Yeah, I just don't drink as hard as you do. You drink hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. For me, there's this point where I go, okay, I've had enough.
And you know what? The reason that I kept going to is, and the reason that she agrees too, is that because at no point did we get ill and throw up.
I love that word that you're using, ill. Like, what are you, the Beastie Boys, bro? Like, what the fuck is going on?
That's what it's called when someone throws up, Daniel. That's like the right term to use when you're expressing it to someone who doesn't need to know that you were throwing up.
I know, it just sounds so, it sounds so urban,
Anyways.
I use the Beastie Boys as an example, so, urban.
They're Jews. They're all Jews.
That's racist. That's racist.
Anyways, that's the problem too, is that none of us got sick. If you woke up that bad and you had thrown up the night before, you're probably not going to drink the next day, right? Or you're at least waiting till the sun is down to have your first beer. But we didn't feel bad.
Not this lady.
We didn't feel bad. And then what killed it was the 24 hours. We should not have done that.
The 24 hours of drinking, not the 24 hours of no sleep.
Both.
Yeah.
And the exhaustion. There was no sleep.
I know.
I'm really bad at sleeping in general. And then I'm the worst at sleeping in someone's house. So even if it is my best friend, I am no good at it. I toss and I turn, and then her pull-out couch in the living room broke, so then I had to sleep next to her, and I fucking hate doing that. I hate sleeping next to someone.
Yeah, especially me. That's why we sleep in separate houses now.
Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah. I sleep outside.
Like, you don't sleep outside. You sleep in the van.
Yeah. That's what it's outside. So
the van is outside, but you're not outside. You're inside something.
True.
Boom.
I was about to make a sex joke, but I don't think that'd be appropriate. So, yeah. Interesting. Fun times.
Is it?
You got here and you were not feeling great, and I knew this was going to happen because this is what always happens.
I had chicken nuggets on the way and I kept them down though. And they made me feel better. I did get a little queasy a little bit. Like a couple times on the way here. But then I got here and I knocked out because I hadn't slept. Right?
Because, the go-to remedy for a hangover is always chicken nuggets. That's what I've read. I've looked that up in WebMD.
Chicken nuggets.
The best remedies for a hangover have always been McDonald's food supplies.
And a beer.
Never water. You never want to drink water. Water is actually bad for you.
I did, though. I did. I got here and I chugged one of these suckers.
She chugged 1 cup of water.
And then I went to sleep. I was sleepy. I had to sleep.
Yep.
And then I had a lot that day and yesterday.
All the best remedies for a hangover.
Chicken nuggets and
Chicken
beer.
nuggets, 1 glass of water, and sleep. No, the sleep is definitely part of it, but the 1 glass of water, I'd have to say you probably should have drank like a gallon or something. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Okay,
I definitely
fucking
had
Alec Baldwin over here.
I definitely. So what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I definitely had more than a gallon yesterday. That's for sure. I had like freaking I don't know, like 10 of these.
That's not a gallon, dude.
That's definitely a gallon. These cups are huge.
They're huge. But yeah, so we both went to Orlando, funny enough, and we took separate cars because we haven't been able to drive our cars, and I feel like the cars needed to be worked.
Well, and that wasn't the only reason. We were staying for different amounts of times and in different places and life.
That's true. But I think regardless, I would have been like, let's just take the 2 cars anyway.
Yeah, gas is super cheap anyways, so.
Yeah, and we haven't been driving because I have a work truck and whatnot. So I went to my brother's house, and basically all we really did, to be honest, is we drank, we had fun, we played video games. He does a lot of eBay selling stuff. Actually, if you are a listener of this podcast, both of my brothers have been on this podcast. So why don't you go and check out that one, because that one's fucking hilarious.
We should link that.
Jonathan and Rafael Caballero are my brothers, and they were on this podcast, and that podcast is pretty funny. But anyway, so I went there to my brother's place, and we just basically hung out and played video games the whole time. It was pretty dope. I have this thing with them where we're trying.
I thought you were gonna say where I whoop their ass and smash.
No,
every time.
Rafael whoops my ass in Smash Brothers.
You beat him though.
I did win. I won twice actually, which I'm pretty proud of. But I used to be the best at it, and now I'm not, and I'm pretty sad. And it makes me never want to play it anymore.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, so like I'm like one of those kids that is like, oh, I'm not good at it, so I'm not gonna play it. That's me now. That's what I do. I'm not in the mood. Nah, let's do something else.
Guys, now let's watch a movie, man.
Yeah, let's play another game that I'm really good at. Let's do that one instead, so I can win.
Ralph is a good sport. He plays FIFA, and we demolish him.
Yeah.
So let him.
But he gets mad.
Let him beat your butt in Smash.
No, we did. We played Smash, but Super Smash Brothers, by the way. So saying we played Smash sounds like very inappropriate and sexual.
That's true.
Which would be weird.
So you guys smashed?
We smashed hard. But yeah, we did that, and what I was alluding to was basically that we make rap music together, which sounds hilarious, but rap was my first love in music, and Jonathan, my brother, was actually the person that got me into that. So we do that together now, and I'm eventually going to release that music. I'll probably, maybe for this podcast, I'll actually put one of the songs on there so you can hear it and you can tell me how bad it sounds. But yeah, we did. I made a beat for that, and that was cool. So yeah, I mean, we honestly, oh shit. So we played wiffle ball, and that sounds really soft. You know, wiffle ball. It sounds like a fun, easy game. Turned out to be, I mean, it was fun, don't get me wrong, but I woke up the next day and I was fucking sore from wiffle ball, which is crazy. It makes me contemplate my life. Am I doing the right things? Am I succeeding in life? Am I a good person? All these things, it makes me think. When you wake up the next day and you're just sore as shit, and I was literally swinging a bat that weighed less than this cat right here next to us. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
That weighs way less. I mean, it's a plastic.
It's literally a plastic hollow bat, and the wiffle ball literally weighs nothing.
It's because you were swinging way too hard for a wiffle ball.
Yeah, you know what, dude? I fucking murdered both of them, okay? So
You see, that says that you're not a good person.
I'm not. And I never said I was.
Because what was the point of that? What was the need?
I was just surprised that a wiffle ball contest and Wii Sports, mind you, we played Wii Sports, that would cause me to wake up the next morning sore. I was very confused. I was like, did I?
You woke up and you moved and you were like, what?
Did I do P90X? Did I have a session of P90X? Because that's what it feels like I just did. But no, that is not what happened. What I did instead was wiffle ball and Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
And I was good. I was good at it.
You should do this workout video twice a day, dude. Get out of here.
Dude, don't ever talk to me like that again. I'll kill you.
Just wake up early.
I'll kill you in front of everybody.
Wake up early, do it. Get ready for work, get out. Come home, do it again, and then get out of here. Twice a day.
I did do the workout video while I was there, so fuck you.
I did it like 3 days that I was there.
Yeah.
We played
she
a
was
lot
there
of
for 10 days, so.
We played a lot of Mario
shitty.
Party. A lot of Mario Party.
Yeah, well, you already finished your story, so how about you not interrupt mine?
Oh, fuck. Anyways,
Thanks.
so we played a lot of Mario Party.
Piece of shit. But yeah, it was fun. The thing, like, so, you know, if you're a new listener, maybe you haven't heard this or whatever, and I'm about to get deep, but, you know, last year was not so great for both of us. I had a lot of people pass away in my family and whatnot. So for me, being with family and friends and stuff like that is very important to me. So I'm trying to, either Skype with friends or whatever, talk to them as much as I can. And it was actually it was super, super nice to go and spend time with my brothers because, I love them to death and they're awesome. So it was really nice. It's weird how you go and do things like that and then you kind of forget what's going on around, you know? I mean, because literally we can't do anything. We're not supposed to be doing anything. We're not supposed to be going out. We're not supposed to be, having fun. We can't even have fun.
We did bad things, man. We did bad things.
And to go and spend time with them and do all that stuff, it was really nice. It was a nice break from reality, you know, to spend time with your loved ones or whatnot. So
I wonder if we're going to get any, poop in the comments for leaving.
Shit for this? I don't know, man, because I feel like there's probably people doing the same thing, hanging out with friends and stuff like that.
My
it's
group
not
got
like
as big as 4.
And same with mine. It was 4 people.
Yeah.
It was me, my 2 brothers, and one of my brother's girlfriends. So.
Yeah, which are not working, so they're not going out. Well, I guess Montes is, but.
Yeah, everyone that I hung out with is practicing social distancing, at least to what they can, because obviously some of them are still working, so they have to see people then, but they're still wearing their mask and whatnot and all that shit. So, and washing their hands, and we didn't really touch each other at all, to be honest, at any point. This is gonna sound weird, but a thing in Miami a thing between Hispanic family is that you give each other kisses, and I do give my brothers kisses. Mm-hmm. So, I did not do that. I did not. We literally, I think we elbowed. Our hello was an elbow to elbow, which is very rare because we usually give each other a big hug and a big kiss. So, yeah, we didn't do that, and that was our way of practicing social distancing. So
we slapped each other's asses.
Yes, I did beat them with a bat.
That's good.
That was my Italian way of. That doesn't make sense.
That's not 6 feet though.
Well, I was actually holding a 10-foot bat. So.
Oh, well, that's good. That's safe.
Not for them.
They were on the wrong side of that bat.
Wiffle bat. But yeah, I won at that, so you guys suck. So moving on. So we've been recording a lot actually recently, so I think we've mentioned on this podcast before, but before this whole thing happened, we were actually planning on taking a break from playing out and basically focusing on some new music. So although this has been not an awesome way of it happening, we are definitely taking advantage of the fact that there's no live music happening or whatever, and we've been recording new music, so hopefully we'll have that somewhat soon. I have no idea, to be honest. I just don't know. I have no idea. But we've been working on a lot of new music for you
We
guys.
have 3 that we have somewhat recorded now. 2 that we have somewhat recorded. The third one that we're going to work tomorrow. So we'll have 3 kind of ready to go, adding parts and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited because the interesting part about learning new music is that initially always feel like it's not going to work out. It's going to sound like shit. At least from my end, not from Kenny's songs. Usually my songs, whenever we start learning them, I'm always like, oh, these are not good. That's always what I think. It's not because of you guys. It's just, I always think it's not very good. And then once everyone starts putting their parts together, then it starts to sound like a proper House of Ice song. And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's
fine.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Or not pretty good, but it's fine. Yeah. Fine is a good word. It's a good way of saying it. But
it happens, man. I mean, especially when you have people around you that are like rewriting their parts a million times, you can't even settle and figure out if you like it or not. Because we've definitely scratched songs or just stopped playing them and stuff like that. So it happens. But recently we've been nailing it where we like, if we write something, we keep it, you know?
Yeah, I've been a lot more critical of myself recently, for good or bad. I have no idea, to be honest. I just don't know. Like, there's a point where you, like, for myself, I realize, or not realize, but I just wonder if my melodies are any good. You know, you try to approach each song from the perspective of what is coming naturally, but sometimes the natural melody that comes out is not the best. That's like the only way I can explain it, because I've had moments of a natural melody coming out and then sitting, like, pondering on that melody and actually writing something better to it.
And you have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's happened. So I don't know, man. I'm just such a, like, I'm so critical about the stuff I write.
Well, I think, I mean, as well as we should be. I mean, that's kind of the point. You don't want to put out just crap, you know? And like I've told you before, it's like, it happens to me too, where like I actually don't go with the first drum beat I think of. You know what I mean? Like, I'll listen to something, and if it's, you know, one beat, I'm like, well, how can I change that? How can I change that into something else? Because I just don't like going for the first thing. Because I feel like that's kind of either someone is going to think of the same thing, like another musician would think of that. So I try to not do that, you know. And it's the same thing. I feel like it's just kind of being critical about what you're doing. If, you know, rewriting melodies just makes sense in my opinion. Yeah, rewriting any part just makes sense.
I definitely try, and if I'm like, oh, I feel like I've done this already. I've done this kind of like rhythm or this kind of melody. I try and do something different. And the bummer to me would be if people out there think that it is the same. Like, obviously, I have to ignore that, I guess.
To an extent, yeah.
But it would be a bummer if people thought that the melodies sounded the same. If they're like, oh yeah, every new song that this guy comes out with, it's always the same style, the same melody.
This guy.
Yeah, it would be a bummer. I would honestly I would be devastated, because I try not to do that. But I know that I've heard artists say the same shit, and from my perspective, I think, oh, that's the same. You're not really changing anything at all. So I hope that's not the case. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what can you do? You can just I try and write stuff I like, so
yeah, that's why, like, I feel like it just makes sense to do that. Like, it was a practice I got into like a long time ago, like not going with the first drum beat that I think of and forcing myself to not use it, or maybe only using a part of it and then changing it and doing something else. It was why I was okay with not playing Sweet Remedy anymore once we wrote Certain People. Because when we first started with Certain People, we were still playing Sweet Remedy, if I'm not mistaken.
Sucked.
Right? We were, right?
I don't remember, but that song sucked.
I just don't like having those two kind of, like...
The same beats, yeah.
It was the same beat. I mean, it was a different kick and high, like, it was a different kick pattern, for sure.
Yeah.
But just the whole double hi-hat thing, like, I feel like people were instantly like, oh, that's the same thing, even though it wasn't. So I was just like, I don't want to... There's a better example, because I don't think we were playing Sweet Remedy and Certain People, but...
Yeah. No, and it's still, like... So actually a good example of that, So there's one song that Kenny has written recently called Working Class that we're working on, and it's actually got a pretty similar guitar rhythm to Sidewalk, which is on our album Alienation, which you can find on Spotify, iTunes, and all streaming platforms. But it's a very similar rhythm, and we consciously like picked that apart and made sure that the drum beat was completely different from that. And I think we did a really good job of that, actually, which is a new song that hopefully we'll be releasing soon. But
I'm like thinking of the guitar riff right now. I guess I could have.
Yeah, you could have just done that.
But the thing is, constantly is
that's an English prince from Great Britain. I don't know if that makes sense what I just said.
No. Anyways.
Constantly.
That's so silly. I did not think of doing that. That at no point hit my head.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because I was like, nah.
That's the first thing I thought when I heard that rhythm. Because the guitar rhythm is banana, 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 banana. Like, that's literally what I'm doing in Sidewalk. And I know Kenny didn't do that on purpose, but I know he knows that that's the same rhythm because he literally said it too. He's like, the song that has the same rhythm as Sidewalk. So
I was thinking like a trip, like I what I thought more of was like a triple, like
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, but that would have been too weird. Not weird. That just wouldn't have fit.
I think what we have now fits better. It makes it more bossa nova sounding, like the style that we were originally saying. It sounds cool like that. But yeah, that'll be coming out soon. I think that drum beat is gonna make that song
a little bit easier for people to digest.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we're working on that shit. So hopefully soon we will have new music. And I don't know how long soon is gonna be. To be honest, I'm thinking months from now. To be honest, I have no clue. But we're working on it, so we're getting there. I mean, it took us almost 2 years to release our album, so that includes the 10 songs from the 2 EPs as well. So, and we're not doing that many songs, so it should be shorter. It should be technically in a few months, but
we just need to get on top of these fools and get them to record stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're clearly not.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all we have from that aspect. But another thing we wanted to mention for any of you listeners on YouTube, I have finally uploaded the podcast to other platforms, audio only platforms like Spotify, I think iTunes as well. So if you are tired of listening to us on YouTube or seeing our faces, you are welcome to go on those platforms and listen to us there.
Close your phone, put it in your pocket, move on with your day.
Yeah. So look out for the House of I podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and I don't know what other platforms, but yeah, that shit. I think it's on Google Play as well. But I'll be posting previous podcast on that shit too, so that you guys can listen to those if you want to, and please do, because they are just as terrible as these podcasts we're doing now.
Because they're the same exact podcasts.
Yeah. It is baffling to me, honestly, that people enjoy this, or maybe they don't. Maybe they honestly don't. I hope you enjoy this.
If you're watching it, I hope you're enjoying it, and that's why you keep watching them. Yeah. Because, like he said, I don't really watch podcasts because I don't give a shit. So.
I do, and if I were a listener, I think I would enjoy this, but because it's like, it's the reason why I like podcasts is because, well, the comedy podcasts I listen to, they're funny, right? But it's also like an insight into their lives, and I like that a lot. I like honesty.
Because you're a weird stalker, dude.
I'm not a stalker. I just like to figure out all the information on these people so that I can eventually kill them.
Right. Like a stalker.
I said that out loud, and I'm going to edit that out right now.
I feel like that's like another weird reason that I'm like not into them. I'm like, why do I need to listen to this person that I don't know or care about? Talk so much, because these podcasts, I mean, we try to keep ours an hour. Like theirs are like some of them go on forever, and it's just like, geez. And then the weird thing, right, is that I'll be like, I'll ask Daniel, I'm like, hey, what did he just say? What is he talking about? No, I don't know. What are you doing then? What's the point?
I'm listening. It's just like when you listen to so many podcasts, you just don't really, like, everything kind of like goes together. You know what I mean?
I just don't get that.
At this point, I listen to podcasts for the most part because they're good entertainment. It's something to listen to while you're doing something.
So like just tuning in when you want and tuning out.
Yeah, and I think that's probably, if people do like this, they probably do the same thing with this.
That's so weird. Because, like, to me, it's like it's supposed to be kind of like something I'm watching or listening to. Like, if I'm listening to a radio show or if I'm, watching a TV show, at no point am I watching a movie or a TV show and you're going to ask me what just happened and I'm not going to be able to explain it. That seems bizarre to me. But I think, that makes sense, though.
I think a big part of it, too, is, like, you can relate. So, for example, like the conversation that we're having right now is probably, for the people that listen to this, they can relate to what we're saying.
That they stop listening. I mean, I guess it's like having The Office on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, but that's because I've watched it so many times that I can now do that. Not a brand spanking new podcast. No.
Well, I'm saying more so. You listen to what we're saying right now, and you can say, "Yeah, that's exactly why I listen to podcasts." Because
yeah, I'm sure people do.
Because it's just like the conversation. It's a conversation that I don't necessarily need to be a part of, but I can listen to.
Right, tuning in and out.
Have my own opinion of, and honestly, and people comment, so you can comment on YouTube and say what you have to say about it. You know what I mean? So it's like. What
does that mean about listening to it?
Well, you listen to it. So, for example, if you listen to a podcast and you really feel like you have something to say, you would just comment on the fucking channel, just on that episode or whatever. On that
right.
podcast.
I don't think I would necessarily have something to say. It's just if I'm going to spend 2 hours sitting there with something in my ears, it's because I'm going to be paying attention to it. But
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I do pay attention. So a big podcast for me, for example, is A Bonfire, Crackle Crackle. To anyone that listens to that. And I listen to them every morning when I go to work, and it's just a funny podcast for me, right?
So that one you pay attention to.
I technically pay attention to all of them. The ones that I pay attention the least to are like Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan, and I love his podcast, don't get me wrong, but he also repeats a lot of the same shit. So once you listen to him, I've been listening to him for a long time now. You hear him say a lot of the same shit, so like you don't really need to listen to
like
those
on
things.
the ones that he's doing like with a friend or something like that.
No, it doesn't even have to
even
be
with
a friend.
guest.
Yeah, it can be with a guest too.
How is
He'll
he
bring
saying
up the same shit, and he says it too. That's the thing. Like he'll say that. He'll be like,
"Oh, like the same friend that knows the thing with the thing." He'll bring that guy up if it applies or whatever. But it's the same friend.
It could be the same subject. It could be, let's say he's talking about social justice warriors or something like that. He'll literally mention, and I've talked about this a million times. People hate the fact that I've talked about this because he kind of keeps an ear, at least it seems, he keeps an ear to the ground of what people are saying about the podcast. But yeah, he'll repeat shit all the time, and when he's repeating stuff, I mean, yeah, obviously I'm not listening to it, but at that point you're listening to what the person that's on that podcast, the guest that's on that podcast, you listen to their perspective on it. Right. And personally, I find perspectives on things very interesting. You know,
you feel like you're getting really defensive about this.
I'm very mad right now.
Yeah,
I want to fight.
Yeah, well,
can we fight?
No, your podcasts are stupid. So
fuck you, dude. No, I get it though, man. It is a silly thing to fucking listen.
I mean, no, not really. It's just my opinion, right? It's my perspective. Like if I'm gonna listen to something,
no, it's stupid. What am I doing with my life?
It's the same thing. Because like for example, today you were just laughing at me because I'm into ASMR.
To hentai, yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
I don't get it. Those tentacles going places. I don't get it.
Tentacool.
But yeah, like I like ASMR a lot.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't like. That's weird to me that you like. I'm gonna try it. Hold on.
Okay. I wish I had.
What can I say though?
I don't know. I wish I had headphones on.
No, that sounds like an old man about to die. Hold on.
I think it's an actual talent to be able to do that. To be able to do that for an hour. Some of these videos are an hour, and the whole time it's like.
And you try to eat my asshole.
Don't ruin the fucking chair, Pam.
Pam,
Damn.
I will literally...
It's not very good.
Hold on, stop. Let me do it. I will literally kill you, Pam, the cat. No, I just sound like a serial killer that's a nerd. Pam, you're very appetizing right now.
No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
I'm not good at it then.
Your voice isn't deep enough.
Yeah? Well, thanks, guy.
You're welcome.
Thanks, bud.
But yeah, so that's my weird thing.
Yeah, it is weird, dude. That makes me want to break up with you.
Oh, thank God.
So, get out.
You get out. I have a drum set in here and a cat.
Not for
Look
long.
at her face. She looks so freaking mad for no reason. No one's doing anything to her.
She heard her name and she's like, what the fuck do you want, bitch?
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know.
By the way, we've done a great job of bullshitting because we're at 46 minutes right now. That's pretty impressive. Don't touch me. But yeah, man, podcasts are great. And if you like this one, thank you. Let's continue. Oh, so work story.
That was a smooth segue.
Transition, yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So I have a funny work story because this is something I can actually rant on for a while. And you know what? I wonder if this is even me being an asshole. I think it's not. So in my line of work, I treat retention ponds, right?
I don't know.
That's what I do.
I thought you were a hooker.
Well, you can still hook while you're at retention ponds. That's how that job works. You just get naked in the pond. And then people that want to have sex with you come out and give you money, and you do the most awesome things to them.
I just realized you spelled halftime wrong. Or is
That
how
is
they spell
how
it?
they spell it.
That's wrong.
Shout out to Halftime Radio.
That's spelled wrong, guys.
No vacancy media, guys.
That's wrong.
Yeah, and funny enough, they're probably not listening to this. So
Probably not.
Go ahead and
So-
talk as much shit as you want about them.
So
Elliot.
go ahead, you're a hooker.
Because I'm not going to talk shit about them because those are nice guys.
I mean, it's not talking shit. It's just
I
a
think
fact.
they did that on purpose.
Yeah. I'm sure they did it on purpose.
Yeah, so
So it's still wrong.
why don't you take it up with them then?
Why don't you fucking take it up outside of this fucking house?
You could have set up my ass, but you're just not that cool, are you?
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so get the fuck out of here now.
So you're a hooker.
So you're prostituting. So yeah, my job basically, I treat retention ponds. Retention ponds. Rotunda. I treat retention ponds. I won't name the business that I work for. But yeah, so I'm all suited up. I got a condom on.
Because you're a hooker, right? No, I was on it.
I'm all suited up for this chemical that we spray or whatever, and to treat algae, because that's what we do. We treat algae and invasive plant species. And I'm wearing my mask and my suit, which is, I think it signifies to most sane people that you're doing something that's hazardous. So I probably shouldn't approach this person. But hey, not everybody thinks that way. Huh?
So you're like in a Breaking Bad status, right?
I look like I am the
meth.
poor version of Breaking Bad.
Right, okay. Cooking like bad meth.
Medium?
Medium meth? It's all right.
No, I just look like I can't afford the stuff that they have, basically.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm treating, right? I'm in the middle of treating. I got my headphones on. I'm listening to a podcast at the moment. Of course. And a guy, and I hear him too. And usually when I hear someone calling me out, I just ignore him. Because you know what? I don't need to stop. Do I need to stop for you? No, I don't need to stop. I'm doing my job.
I'm working over here.
I'm working. So fuck you. But this guy literally jumps out in front of my ATV to stop me. So now I'm like, I stick up the finger. I go, wait 1 second. I have to get out of my gator, my ATV or whatever. I have to turn off the pump that I'm using, which is a gas-powered pump. I have to stop the podcast I'm listening to, which I was getting really into, which was the bonfire, actually. It was the bonfire. I was listening to the fucking bonfire.
Listening to every single word. they were
Yes,
saying.
I was. It was
Right.
actually about people
Right.
being fucking idiots.
And jumping
That's
in
what
front
they were
of
talking
18
about.
and jumping over in front of gators.
Not over gators, under gators.
In front of gators.
No, they were talking about people. Literally, they were talking about people going out of their way to be
In front of gators.
No, ridiculous in front of people. Famous people. But anyway, I think that's what they were talking. I don't remember. Anyways, so the guy stops me and he goes, "Is that copper sulfate?" Which copper sulfate is a chemical that we use to treat allergy, and I wasn't using that. And I go, "Oh no, it's a chelated copper, which is just a liquid form of what he was asking me." He's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, so like it settles to the bottom, right? And all that stuff, and it's coagulated?" And I go, yeah, I don't know." And he goes, "Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering," and just walks back.
And that pissed you off.
And I'll tell you why that pissed me off.
Right.
Because all that guy was doing was trying to show off that he knew what I was doing.
Copper
Sulfate.
sulfate. Yeah. Ridiculous.
I mean, am I crazy? Would you?
So he tells me. Hold on. He tells me. I have this story from work I need to tell you. No, I'm gonna leave it for the podcast. I'm gonna leave it for the podcast. That way, it's new to you too.
You know what? If this is garbage, whatever. But I'm thinking, what kind of piece of shit are you that you have to fucking stop someone from what they're doing to basically just let them know that you know what they're doing?
Right.
Who does that?
Instead of just thinking in your head, you know what? That's probably copper sulfate.
Or how about this?
And just walk away. And
Just
go on with
don't
your day.
even walk. Just fucking stay where you're at and just fucking appreciate the beautiful work that I'm doing. I was doing beautiful work.
You do beautiful work.
I do beautiful work.
I answer emails.
You know what I mean? I mean, is that not crazy to you? Do you not think that's crazy?
I don't think it would have bothered me as much as it's bothering you.
I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I just found it very hilarious that guy really wanted to show off.
Wait, so it's not bothering you at all? Because it really seems like it's bothering you.
No, it's not really bothering me. It's more of like, I think it's crazy that a person had to show off the fact that he knew what I was doing.
You know, that makes me feel like you were living like a moment in real life that was the internet.
Yeah, because
Right?
literally the podcast I was listening to was literally talking about something very similar. I swear to God. And the fact that guy came up to me and did that, I was just laughing. I was like, that's hilarious that just happened to me.
This is the man they were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Someone that doesn't know that they're doing that, but they're doing that thing.
Right.
Because you wouldn't do that.
No.
I wouldn't do that. And I like literally, if I stopped working at this job, for example,
You would know.
I would see them doing it, and I would never have an inkling to go up to that person, stop them from they're literally in the middle of their treatment.
Right. Are you using copper alka?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Go die. No, that's terrible.
Well, he has a kid.
This guy definitely doesn't have a kid.
This guy definitely doesn't have children.
He's an incel for sure.
Oh, that's funny.
But come on, though, for real.
No, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I would see how inconvenient it would be for that person for me to stop them, and that right there
Exactly.
would be enough for me to be like, I'm not having this conversation.
Exactly.
Right now. Yeah.
Because most of the time when people stop me, it's because they're either bitching about how the pond looks or the fact that I'm driving on their lawn or something like that, which, it's not cool, but I can at least understand why they want to stop me.
You're on my lawn right now.
Yes.
I need to stop you right now.
Or the pond looks like shit or
Right
whatever, right now.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but him just like, I would have even understood if he asked me what am I spraying, because I get that question a lot too.
Right.
What are you spraying? Is that
they
harmful?
Because they want to know if you're fucking up their shit.
Yeah. Is it harmful? Is it bad for the wildlife? No. He didn't even say anything like that.
Is that
Just this? Because I know what it is. By the way, I just want to let you know that I know what it is.
And then he follows it up with more information, like.
Yeah, exactly. That I honestly didn't care, because I was like, are you fucking seriously asking me this right now? You stopped me from doing my job to ask me if I know what this is.
And that was the extent of your conversation with him.
Yeah, after
you told him I don't know, to his second part of the question.
And then he said, oh, "Okay, I was just wondering." And I said, "All right, have a good one." And he walked away. And then it took me like, whatever amount of time to get my podcast back on, to get my pump started again.
That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't. But and I've had, honestly, that was worse than when I've had someone come out to me and like bitch at you
and literally threaten to kick my ass.
That was worse to you?
Yeah, that's worse to me. Because I at least understand why the person that came out to threaten to kick my ass, he came out because I was driving on his property and he thinks that we're ruining his his grass or whatever. But this guy just came out to prove that he knows what I'm using.
Kind of, right?
Kind of, yeah, half.
Yeah, and not even the full.
I mean, it was just like the biggest, like, I don't even know what to call that. What do you even call that?
I don't know.
I honestly, what I really wanted to do was, after he said that, is like, really?
You had to.
Really? You just had to let me know that you knew that? Really, man?
Damn it.
Like, what was he expecting? Was he expecting me to be like, oh, you obviously know this, right? That's really cool. Like, did you used to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Am I doing a good job for you, bud? Huh? Am I doing good?
It sucks, but like at my job, for example, like I would say that's like, it happens too because people will have like the order. I work in radiology. They'll have the order from their doctor and it'll say something very specific, right? It'll say MRI, lumbar spine without contrast. Boom. And they're doctors all of a sudden. They'll be like, no, that's wrong. It's not my lumbar that hurts, right? It's like somewhere in my lower back. So this should say lower back. And you're just like...
It's literally the lumbar, right?
It's literally the lumbar, man. So you just be like, not a problem. I'll go ahead and notate that.
You know what, though? I get it, though, because lumbar sounds like a Pokemon. So
Lumbar.
They just think it's like a Pokemon or something.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, just stay in your lane, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny, though. Sucks, but I would have been laughing if I was standing somewhere else and I would have seen that happen.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, I really
that guy's
don't.
a dick.
I don't want to say this because I don't think my coworker will hear this podcast.
Just why mention the name? Just don't.
I'm not going to mention the name of the person, but so this happened today as well. So one of my coworkers was using a boat to treat a pond, right? And I get a call at lunchtime, basically, to head over to this account that I was actually across the street from. I was eating at Publix. I get lunch from Publix every day. Safely, though. I wear a mask. So, fuck you guys. And he goes, yeah, the trailer from the boat trailer got stuck in the outflow. So, a concrete outflow. Basically, how you have your, what would you call that? Your street inflows.
Okay.
Where like where rain would go into.
Right. It hangs out.
Yeah, but
No. You're saying where it hangs out, right?
Where it's exactly where it hangs out. Exactly. Right. Yes. Think about where it hangs out.
That's what we're talking
about. The clown. So water goes in there, and then it goes into the ponds.
Into retention ponds.
Yeah. So the outflows into those ponds are these big cement things, right? And for this launch with that boat, he had to launch it on top of that outflow, which is very dangerous because think about it, right? You have the two concrete slabs and then you have the hole in the middle. So you could easily get like a wheel stuck in there.
And that's what he did.
And that's exactly what happened. And he popped the tire from that trailer while trying to do that. So he told me I got there like 15 minutes later or whatever, and he was shitting his pants, dude. I'm getting fired. I can't believe this just happened. No, I mean the actual like outflow was completely broken too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I think that it was like that before he
could he confirm that?
He said, I'm not sure because he didn't. I don't think he ever came out to check on it. I think he just launched it.
But you have?
No, I haven't been there in a long time. Okay. I actually used to treat that place, but it's been like a year or two or something.
So there's no way of knowing if it was already broken.
Yeah, I don't know. So like he was he was like, all you've done since you've been here is told me how you would have done it. Because I got there and I was like, why did you launch from there? You should have launched over here, like where it's just grass.
All you've done since you got here.
I was like, yeah, I would have probably launched over there. And honestly, I was being a dick, like on purpose, because it's funny. Because he was
hysterical.
Freaking out. But I was giving him the most shit.
You know what's funny though is that no one could give you that shit when you're shitting your pants like that.
No, I would have laughed. I would have totally. If he would have done the same thing to me, I would have laughed just as hard.
And
for sure.
I feel that in my soul, dude.
No, I promise you, because it's happened to me.
No, I'm saying you doing that and him just being like, all you've done. I feel that in my soul because that's exactly what you would do.
Yeah. But if they did it to me, though,
Ellie, why would you do that there, Ellie? No.
So he was like, I'm gonna get fired or whatever, and I was telling him, you're not gonna get fired. I promise you. Trust me. We've had previous employees done way worse shit.
Yeah,
and
like that one guy.
Yeah, exactly, like that one guy. So I was like, don't worry, you're not gonna get fired, but I'm still gonna give you shit about this because it's pretty fucking hilarious. And he was just like, it's Friday, and he called his fucking fiance.
I told her
that he goes, I called her, I was shitting bricks, I was like, I'm gonna get fired. Yeah. And she's freaking out. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna get fucking fired. And then he was with another guy too. And that guy's fucking laughing at him. I'm just like, this is awesome. So I just like, yeah, dude, our boss is gonna come by, and he's gonna have cops with him, and they're gonna arrest you, and they're gonna shackle you behind the cop car and make you walk to the police station.
They're gonna drug test you right on the scene.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's pretty funny.
No, we fucking like, my manager came with a plywood with like a big piece of plywood, and we just took the trailer out and then just replaced the tire. It was pretty simple, actually.
That's what I imagine would happen. Not the plywood part, but I'm like, don't you just have to yank it out and then replace the tire?
We couldn't have yanked it out because he tried to do that before, and it was scraping against the cement of the outflow.
So he's gonna break it more, probably.
Yeah, break it more, and then he popped the tire. He popped the fucking tire in there, so we still needed to get the boat on top. But he was like, yeah, he's like, I try to pull it out with the boat on it, and he's like, I try to pull it out, and I'm fucking hearing skirt, and I look back, I'm like, fuck. And then I try to keep doing it, and the fucking boat is fucking now going under, and I'm like, God damn, it's fucking Friday. It's bullshit. It was hilarious. I was just laughing my ass off.
That's funny.
It's good times. I'm glad that I could be there to, make fun of him, though.
Right.
Yeah. I made him laugh. So.
What else would you be there for, dude?
Literally nothing else, because I hardly did anything. But
right.
I made him laugh. I made him feel better. So. Okay. So I guess we're already at an hour. That's pretty crazy. Fucking need. Mm-hmm. I guess the other thing that we really we've been doing besides everything else is kind of a cool thing we've been doing is hanging out with friends via Skype, which has been pretty nice. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Becca and AJ and Tati as well. We did that with her as well.
Yes, we did. Ended up pretty
and
drunk.
Also Laura and Yanni. We didn't do that via Skype, but we hung out with them. They're our neighbors.
Outdoors. They're not our neighbors.
They are our neighbors.
Because they live on the same property. That can't be our neighbors if they live on the same property.
It's separate though.
Yeah.
They're not roommates. We don't live in the same house.
Right. You're apartment neighbors, so your neighbor and you live in the same building.
Exactly. They're neighbors.
Damn it.
So we barbecued with her neighbors, Yanni and Laura. Shout out to them.
Outdoors, 6 feet away from each other.
Yes. And then we've been doing a lot of Skype drinking with our friends, which has been really fun. So hopefully you guys are partaking in that as well.
Destroy your livers.
Destroy your livers with some friends via Skype. And then sue them for
destroying your liver, right?
Cirrhosis of the liver. So, but yeah, I guess we can wrap this one up. The last thing I wanted to mention, which maybe we should have put on the beginning of but whatever, dude. I'm not so great at marketing and whatnot, and speaking as well. Anything, living, speaking, walking, talking. Sex. My penis is small. Thanks. We have merchandise. We have T-shirts. We have a ton of shit. So I'll be posting a photo of that on this now, so you can see the shirts that we have. And we've done tie-dye. So if you're interested in any of that, please let us know. Hit us up, and we will figure out a way of sending it to you. For I think we're selling the shirts for what, $15?
Yeah. So we have tie-dye white. We have keychains. We got koozies. We got stuffs.
If you buy a shirt, we'll include the koozies and the keychains for free.
Because we might as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll post a picture of that so you guys can see it. And if you guys like the merchandise, hit us up, man. We'd love to send. We haven't done it yet. We actually haven't sent any merchandise out yet, so we'd love to start doing that. So let us know if you want any. And again, thank you so much for listening. We hope you guys are enjoying our podcast. We're trying the best we can to make it entertaining and have our friends / people from the community on. Talk to them about music and whatnot, and we hope you're okay. Honestly, we hope everyone's doing all right and not going too crazy out there. And if you can, try and be as healthy as possible. As I drink beer,
and I just did 5 days of drinking. Anyways,
but yeah, be safe, guys, and thank you again, seriously, for listening. We really appreciate it. And till the next one.
bye.
Bye.